everybody, welcome to Monster Craft Adventures. Today's project is awesome. I am a big, huge He-Man fan, and Origins figures that just got released are incredibly detailed and posable. They are reminiscent of the old He-Man figures from the 80s from when I was a kid, and today's project is I'm taking a Masters of the Universe Origins Battle Cat, and I'm going to be turning it into Duplicat, Faker He-Man's version of Battle Cat. So let's get to it. Alright, we're going to be using Apoxie Sculpt on an Origins Battle Cat. Reminiscence from the Battle Cats from when I was a kid. You take the two epoxy sculpts and mix them together until they form one solid color. Once you got it mixed really well, you can then take it and start your sculpt. It is that simple. Now, the Battle Cat here, we're going to be changing into Duplicat, which is Faker He-Man's version of Battle Cat. Now, the Battle Cat from when I was a kid was far less, it didn't pose at all. The new Origins lines of Battle Cat poses, which makes him extremely cool and fun to work with and to customize. You've seen that I took some water and smoothed the whole thing out, and now, after taking the ball stylus, I'm now cutting out with the pointed tools so I can rough in a shape. You haven't got to be super specific right from the get-go. Just rough out shapes like I'm doing here, and then you can go back in and sculpt in the detail. Right now I'm just adding in some shapes I want to use to sculpt into mechanical parts under the torn skin. The cool thing with the Apoxie Sculpt is you can take and mix medias. You'll see here very shortly I actually take a resin cabochon that I made in red to make more depth and detail into the sculpt itself. Silicone tools, again guys, is amazing while working with Apoxie Sculpt. And I know many of you are probably going to say in the comments I should be wearing gloves, but I don't get any irritation from the epoxy using my bare hands. It's just my personal preference of how I like to work with it. You can see here I added the details and the cabochon, and when you go in to do the sculpt, you can smooth it out with water and it becomes smooth as glass. This stuff is so cool to work with. It sticks to any surface, which means it also does stick to your fingers. You can use a little bit of water on your fingertips to help with that. And it's not as bad sticking to your flesh. The smaller the parts you work with, they do stick to your fingers, as you can see here. I'm not going to go over the top with a lot of detail sculpts. I'm just doing very simple pieces on the face, the foot, and the hip. And later on, you'll see that I'm going in on the tail to add a little bit of damage as well. It's all on your personal preference. Use your imagination. Have fun with it. That is the whole point of doing a customization, is to do it the way you want it done. I wanted my own Duplicat, and I wanted it a specific way. Here I'm using another mixed media. I'm actually using a piece of electrical wire with the coating still on it and bending the ends so that once I apply the Apoxie Sculpt on top of it, it will actually hold itself in place and won't be falling out. To give it more of the appearance like a hose or a wire of some sort coming out of the hip of the mechanical parts. Definitely tell us down in the comments who's your favorite He-Man character or creature. I fall more toward the villains. As you can see here, I'm taking a good guy and making him a bad guy. I was always more of a big Panther kind of guy myself over Battle Cat. just remember, with this stuff, you don't have to work in any big hurry. It air dries in about 24 hours. So you have plenty of time to work your sculpt and take pieces off and redo them. Just make sure you get what you want. Here I actually wanted to add a little bit more detail to the head, so I added a metal plate. And I just squished a piece on and cut it out with one of my plastic tools here and added some details to make it look like a metal plate. Now this will be part one of this video. The second part will be me painting this Duplicat. So please, in the comments, I love to hear everyone's ideas and what you would have done or what you think I should have done. This is a family channel, so you'll see a lot of my wife and kids introducing some of their projects, and we'll be doing projects together. We love to hear everyone else's ideas and what they think we should have done. Be kind in the comments, because everybody does things their own way. There's no wrong way when you're crafting. So one way may work better for you than it does others. So I just hope that maybe I'm doing something that may make it a little easier for someone else. If you have any ideas for future customizations, feel free to let me know down in the comments as well. Alright guys, we just finished the sculpting part of Duplicat, and we're going to get right to the paint in part 2 of this video. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for the notifications, and don't forget to hit the like and become a monster crafter with us here at Monster Craft Adventures. See you then.